Now your forecast first. Sponsored by orthopedic surgeon Dr. Lawrence Lee. Minimum invasion, maximum result. Learn more at orthoci.com.
Good evening. I'm your local weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. Still dealing with some low clouds out there in areas like Bloomington Normal, where the temperature is now 34 degrees. Nice view on our sundown exterior sky cam in Uptown Normal. The ice and snow from last night and early this morning have all but melted for most of us. Low 30s in the west as skies are beginning to clear. We're still holding on to 34 in Peoria. With the low clouds moving out but high clouds moving in, skies will be partly cloudy tonight. As for tomorrow, increasing clouds and temperatures right back into the mid-30s. We're going to be warming up quite a bit just in time for the weekend. We'll have that full forecast coming up. Wmbd News at 10 starts now.
Tonight, honoring the life of a beloved educator, friends of Notre Dame Principal Randy Simmons share what they remember about him.
And Governor Pritzker has laid out his vision for the state's budget, what he wants, and how lawmakers are reacting.
A new Twin Cities business is giving a new look to reality. I'm Shelby Roberts. I'll have the full story behind Mass VR in this week's Open for Business.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Eugene Daniel.
And I'm Lauren Langer. Peoria police officers are on the hunt for a suspect responsible for several armed robberies within the past 2 weeks.
Tonight, police met with residents to answer questions and offer more details on that suspect. And Delon Durlett was at that meeting and spoke with one woman who was just robbed last week. Delon.
Eugene, yeah, that woman says she was sitting in her car in her driveway when the robbery happened. Now, police say it was the same situation with other robberies as well. Now, officers are focusing on arresting this suspect.
And he said, no, I want bread. I need bread. And I know you got a lot of bread in this car.
Concerned 2nd District residents in Peoria listened to hair-raising details of a robbery on Valentine's Day.
I pushed my billfold and checkbook towards him and I said, just take this and go. And he said, no, you're going to drive me somewhere.
Police say this man is a suspect, described as 5'10" and 150 pounds, dressed in a hoodie and a mask. PPD says he's suspected of 3 other robberies in the area within the past 2 weeks.
He struck 3 of the females in the mouth or the face during the armed robbery.
And one victim claims they were sexually assaulted. These accounts are why Councilman Chuck Grayup organized a meeting Wednesday to spread the word.
We need to get the people together in the neighborhoods, compare notes, and understand that there's a clear and present danger out there until this person is caught.
This crime map shows where officers say the crimes took place. And as you can see, they are in close proximity. So PPD says they have officers spread throughout the entire 2nd District.
Some of them you will see, some of them you will not see, with the whole intent of trying to locate and arrest the suspect at hand.
And police say as you're getting in and out of your car throughout the day to stay aware of your surroundings. Right now, officers don't have a vehicle description, but they're asking anyone with details to contact Crime Stoppers. Eugene, Lauren.
Delon, thank you. Governor J.B. Pritzker is proposing more than $1 billion in higher taxes.
During his first budget address today, he said that he plans to balance the budget, something that the state desperately needs. However, the budget is just barely balanced. He says it will bring in $38.9 billion while spending $38.7 billion. The governor also repeated campaign points legalizing and taxing sports betting and marijuana, and also putting in new taxes on plastic bags and higher taxes on cigarettes. He hopes to tax Medicaid insurance companies and shave millions in pension payments using a fair income tax to help pay down pension debts. But it's important to note that that tax plan would need a constitutional amendment.
The costs are not hidden. The revenues I propose are not out of reach. The hole we need to fill is not ignored. We are all here, Democrats and Republicans, with the common desire to serve the people of our state well. And we do that better when we talk to each other and, more importantly, listen to each other.
Democratic State Senator Dave Kaler says the proposal could get the budget back to where it should be. He highlights Pritzker's pension approach and more money for education, though Kaler did say that he still has questions about how this will impact Central Illinois. State Senator Jason Barackman says we have to learn from our past mistakes, and he thinks Governor Pritzker has yet to understand them.
More spending, more taxing, more borrowing. I'm very concerned about the condition our state will be in if we continue to follow this path. So from here, I hope the governor will take a more reasoned approach.
In Peoria, the community is mourning the loss of a man who made a tremendous impact on thousands of people's lives.
Matt Sheehan spoke with close friends and colleagues of Randy Simmons, who are reacting to the loss.
Just a good person. I mean, he's just one of the finest individuals I've ever met, and he and his wife both.
Randy Simmons died in his home Tuesday. At one point, the well-known Peoria educator coached baseball at Manual Academy, where Richwood's principal Brett Elliott was one of his players.
When you look at an educator like Randy, and you know, he was a coach through and through, so the thousands and thousands of lives that he contributed to in a positive way, adults, many of them now adults, many of them were adults, where he was coaching with them, teaching with them.
Part of Simmons' legacy is the positive impact he left on thousands of people in the greater Peoria area.
He dedicated his whole life to serving other people, the students, the community, and all that other stuff. And if you can take anything away from him, learn anything from him, it's the importance of taking care of each other.
He knew the kids by name, and you know, just that relationships, and that's what we preach here, and that really came from just having him as a mentor. Is it's all about relationships, and once you have that, then you can have a bigger impact. And you know, every kid deserves to have a strong relationship, and that's what he was to the kids, but also to his teachers and staff.
Simmons hired Brad Zevnik at Peoria High 10 years ago. Zevnik says Simmons always cared for him and his family.
We went to a basketball game, and it happened to be my son's 7th birthday, and he told Randy, he said, "Oh, Mr. Simmons, it's my birthday today." And Simmons, "How old are you?" He said, 7. Randy reached in his pocket and pulled out $7 and said, "Happy birthday."
In Peoria, Matt Sheehan, Wmbd News.
We've heard so many amazing things about Mr. Simmons. At Peoria Notre Dame this morning, Bishop Daniel Jenke, leader of the Peoria Catholic Diocese, delivered just powerful words about him, reassuring mourners. Jenkins said that Simmons was a strong man in every way, but in personal pain and great suffering. As bishop and chief teacher, he says there was no sinful rebellion in Randy when he died. Simmons was being pulled. Now, though officials have not released the cause of death, the bishop believes that Simmons died of personal pain. And if you'd like to read the full statement that Bishop Jenke gave, you can head over to our website at ciproud.com.
In other news, the Center for Disease Control is issuing a warning as chronic wasting disease continues to spread in the Midwest. In deer, CWD infects the nervous system and is transmittable through body fluids and tissue. Currently, there's no definitive evidence it can be passed from deer to a person, but some experts are worried that it could pose a threat to humans. The CDC has posted a map of all counties that the disease is in, and Central Illinois' LaSalle and Livingston counties are both affected. A local meat company has some tips for hunters and how to make sure your food isn't contaminated.
We have not seen any reported cases of death or even sickness from the CWD disease, but the best thing doing is avoid brains and avoid cutting through the spine. That's why most processors nowadays will not cut on their bandsaws. They will not cut through the bones of the deer. Most of them are boned out by knife to all boneless meat.
Chronic wasting disease in deer has the same root as human prion diseases. 300 people in the U.S. die of prion diseases each year, and usually within 12 months of showing the symptoms.
Heartland Community College decided to raise tuition starting this summer semester. The increase has been an additional $5 per credit hour, which means students taking 15 credit hours will be paying $75 more than previously. The president says that they are doing everything they can to manage the cost of education for students.
Well, students in the Twin Cities are finding ways to enhance their reading skills. Manash Kumwari explains how furry friends are lending a helping paw.
Well, Lauren Eugene, Tales for Tales is a Bloomington Public Library program where therapeutic dogs are being brought in to help kids feel more comfortable when reading. Now, I was able to speak to some of the kids in that program, and they say, hey, reading alone is great, but reading to a dog is just that much better.
You get to read to dogs and have an experiment about how dogs can hear you learn.
The program pairs kindergarten through 5th graders with certified therapy dogs for 10-minute reading sessions.
It's just hysterical that we have dogs in the library. It's very unexpected, and dogs are just, especially therapy dogs, very calming and soothing and exciting to meet, but it's a safe environment where they can show the dogs the books, tell them the titles, point out the pictures.
Leaders of the program say making the kids feel comfortable is the key.
What are you doing as
we're just kind of being silly and encouraging the entire time. So, we're excited that they're here. The handlers and the dogs love meeting them, and all around we just try and let them know that they're welcome.
The handlers say their favorite part is watching the kids come out of their shell.
They can be more expressive in their reading and not have to worry about people judging them or having to get everything right, just perfect, because they don't for the animals. The animals just love the kids just being with them and reading to them.
And kids say they just like having a friend.
Because I actually have someone to watch me read. I know you love the water, but I don't like getting so wet.
I would encourage kids everywhere to sit and read, if not at the library, at home with an animal or a pet, because they can be very therapeutic.
And Tales for Tales happens every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Bloomington Public Library. If you would like your kids to participate, visit ciproud.com to find out how. In the Twin Cities newsroom, Manash Kungwari, WMBD News. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Minash. You know what? Pretty decent day, at least once the snow and ice melted from last night and early this morning. Take a look at our almanac. Easy to melt off snow and ice when your temperatures climb into the upper 30s. Might be a bit cooler tomorrow, not by much, but it is going to be warming up just in time for the